Breaking news, Marc Fogel, an American schoolteacher and devout Catholic, is a free man. The White House made that announcement today that Fogel had been released from a Russian prison in exchange. Authorities arrested Fogel in August of 2021 at an airport in Moscow. They charged the American teacher from Pittsburgh with carrying a small amount of medical marijuana. His health declined significantly while serving his 14-year prison sentence. Last August, his sister talked to us about her brother's Catholic faith. You've been asking folks to keep his name out there. And we've been seeing him a lot in the news lately. Also, you've been asking for prayers. Tell us how important that is to you and your family, and the power of prayer, and how your Catholic faith has helped you during this very difficult time.
My mother says the Rosary 2 to 3 times a day, but one of the times is at 9:30 p.m. With your station. And my brother, they have a mutual. They've picked a time that they say the Rosary at the same time. Well, he's in Russia and she's in Pittsburgh, and I think it just. I know that it brings great comfort to both of them.
And Fogel is seen right here on the plane heading back to the U.S. in an extraordinary move. The special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, personally went to Russia to get Fogel. Now, while we do not know what kind of exchange was made for him, a statement from National Security Advisor Mike Waltz said that it was, quote, a good show of faith from the Russians. And now we welcome Marc Fogel's mother, Malphine Fogel, and Sasha Phillips, their family attorney. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us now from your home in Butler, Pennsylvania. Malphine, I want to start with you. I know that you have been hoping and praying for this day for a very long time. How are you feeling right now? What are you feeling? And what did Marc say to you when you talked to him today?
Well, I'm feeling a little numb, to tell you the truth. But Marc called and he told me he was calling from the airport, which surprised me. He said, I'm waiting to get on a plane to go to Washington, D.C. So that was the news we've been waiting for 3.5 years. And he sounded pretty good. And I have to say, I'm a regular viewer of EWTN, and I'm glad to be on here.
Well, we're so glad to have you, Malphine, and we're so ecstatic that Marc has been released. We've all been praying for him as well. I want to go to you, Sasha, now. I know this has been a very long process for you all, and a lot of people were involved. It was a bipartisan effort for many years to get his release. Tell us what went into that, and ultimately his release today.
Well, so I could be here for a few hours talking to you if I went into all the details. There was a lot of behind-the-scenes work, but first and foremost, we would like to thank, of course, President Trump. He spoke to Malphine at the Butler rally to Mrs. Fogel, and he told her, this is before he went on stage and before that horrible assassination attempt, he told her that he is going to bring Marc home. He asked him to please remember her son's name and to please bring him home. He remembered Marc Fogel's name, and Marc is on his way home and into Malphine's arms today. Of course, Senator McCormick has been instrumental in all of this. Secretary of State Rubio, Representatives Kelly, absolutely, and Reschenthaler, Chris DeLuzio, they have been absolutely wonderful. One thing I want to make very clear, this is not the end of the road. Marc will have to go through a fairly long rehabilitation process. He has gone through absolute hell. So we're going to call on every single one of your viewers to continue the prayers flowing. We need them all. We need to hold Marc up. We need to tell him that he is loved and God is on his side, and he will get through this with his loving family.
Yeah, and we most certainly will do that. And I know prayer is so very important. Malphine, we spoke to your daughter Anne a few months ago. You probably heard that in the clip, and she told us just how important your Catholic faith is to you, and that you pray the Rosary several times a day. I know you watch EWTN. And she also said that you and Marc would pray the Rosary together while he was detained in Russia in prison. Tell us a little bit more about that, and just how important your faith is to you, especially during all this time.
Well, we tried to coordinate it so we could be praying at the same time, and I did the same thing with my 2 sisters. So at 9:30 at night, we always prayed the Rosary simultaneously. And I think it helped all of us. And I think particularly Marc. he has been going to some kind of a little church building that is on the premises, and he was able to walk there every day. And he said he walked there a couple times a day, and it gave him a lot of comfort because he felt like there was only an altar there, no seats, just an altar. But he said he stood in front of that altar and prayed every day. And our faith has really helped us through this whole ordeal, and we thank God for that.
Yeah, and I know Butler, your town, is a very close-knit community. I know everybody in Pittsburgh was praying for him as well. Anything special that is going to be planned for Marc when he gets back home? Maybe some special foods? I read that pizzelles are one of his favorite cookies, as are mine.
Yes. Yes, they are. I have them in the freezer. I don't know how good they'll be, but he likes wedding soup and he likes lasagna, and we're just going to ply him with food. We're just going to stuff him in them. But he has really never actually complained about the food in the prison, and I think he was grateful for whatever they gave him, except for cabbage and potatoes. He didn't care for that too much.
Well, that's wonderful, and I know that you guys are just going to hug on him so much when he gets home. Sasha, before I let you both go, anything else that maybe you want our viewers to know about this whole process, and maybe going forward with Marc when he comes home?
So again, keep the prayers coming. We are obviously overjoyed that Marc is coming home, and the family's hearts go out to those who are still currently detained, whether that's in Russia or elsewhere. I believe that the American government will come for them and will rescue them just like it did with Marc. And so this is a great day for America. The process has been very long. There's been a lot of downs, lots of ups and downs, more downs than ups. And today is this high that the entire family is riding, of course. So this is a wonderful day for America. This is a wonderful day for Malphine, who has been an absolute champion for Marc, for her son. She has taken on the U.S. government. She filed a lawsuit against the U.S. government. She has met with the president. She has met with congressmen. She advocated for her son the best she could. And I believe it paid off. So credit goes to everybody who worked behind the scenes on this, but the biggest credit goes to this woman right here, who is a true mother in every sense and who brought her son home today.
That is so
well,
wonderful.
I can't take credit for that. I think the credit goes to Sasha and her group, but we're just grateful for everybody who has prayed, who talked about him, kept his name out into the public, and I think it all helped.
Well, thank you both so much for coming on today. What a wonderful day, and we will continue praying for all of you. And please tell Marc we're so glad he is home. God bless you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.